This is the plaintiff, Alan Cote. He says he rented a pool house from the defendant, but had to move out in the winter because it didn't have any heat. The defendant told him it would be okay to store some of his things there until he found another place. But when he wanted to get them, she refused entry. Well, it's been 5 years now. He still doesn't have his valuable possessions. That's why he's suing for their value, $1,100. This is the defendant, Azra Mahmoud. She says she told the plaintiff in 2008 he could not leave his things in her pool house indefinitely. And as long as they were there, he was going to have to pay her a storage fee of $100 per month. Now it's 2014. That's 6 years later. He owes her $5,000 in storage, and she hopes she gets just that today from the judge so they can put all this behind them and move on. She's accused of holding things hostage. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for 50 months of storage.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff rented the defendant's pool house but fled because it had no heat. He says the defendant said he could leave his stuff, but she says he didn't come back for 3 years and he wouldn't pay the storage fees, so she's keeping his stuff. It's the case of everybody in the pool house except you.
Thank you, Douglas. Alan Cote? Cote, you are suing Azra Mahmoud and Peeves Mahmoud. You are Azra?
Yes.
And you have power of attorney to represent Peeves. Peeves is who, your husband?
My husband.
Okay. For $1,100 in the value of missing belongings, because according to you, they won't let you retrieve your property. You have a counterclaim against him for $5,000 because according to you, he owes you storage fees. What's going on?
In the beginning, I met Mrs. Mahmoud in a paint store. I was in the painting business. So I did some painting work for her in her house. At the time, her son, which is here, Cameron, was staying in the pool house with another friend of the family. And so I basically did work on her house, and then that was like in 2008, I believe. So then came like 2009, I was going through a divorce, okay? And I asked her if I could, Cameron had already moved out, if I could rent a pool house for the summer.
And how much did you pay?
$400 a month.
All right, so then at the end of the summer, what happens?
The son had contacted me. It was running a rooming house in Brentwood, okay, on Long Island. And he went on Craigslist and he had a lawyer friend that needed a ride. So he said, you can come stay with me and, you know, stay in Brentwood with me because I had left my house. Because I don't want the controversy.
You had a lawyer friend that needed a ride. That doesn't make any sense.
He didn't have a clean license, so I had a clean license, so I would help him out to stay with him for free, as long as I...
In return for doing the job?
Yes.
Okay. All right, go on.
And then what happened in between that, their daughter, Mrs. Mahmoud's youngest daughter, she got married, bought a house, and I actually did work for them. I stayed there for 2.5 weeks.
Why can't you just do work and not live with people? What, and why
because
do people constantly house all your okay,
because I'm cheap, you know, and I'm reasonable.
But the problem is that you left all your belongings in the pool house.
And she has had no
Why
fun.
did you leave all your belongings in the pool house?
She said it was fine because nobody's using it.
All right. Did you say it was fine originally?
I said you can leave your stuff over there, but there's going to be a charge for that.
Yeah, storage.
I was never told
Just
that.
a moment. I can't hear two people at once. So you said you can leave your stuff, but there's going to be a charge for that.
Yes.
How much?
$100.
Did you tell him that?
Yes.
Do you have that in writing?
We didn't have any.
Do you have an email, a text, a
No, it was
phone
all
message,
verbal.
anything?
No, it was all verbal.
According to you, she just said you can leave your stuff here.
Because I was helping the family members out.
Well, weren't you getting paid to help the family members
Of
out?
course.
You left a lot of stuff. You left a bedroom set, according to you.
Yes.
All of your suits. You have 3 suits, shirts, and ties. A stereo system with speakers, a baseball card collection. Why couldn't you at least take that with you? Cowboy boots and dress shoes, and a 27-inch RCA. That's what you're claiming, and the value of which you're claiming $1,100. How are you going to prove the value?
Well, I came with a price tag on hockey jerseys and suits. I know everything depreciates in time. I understand that.
You just pulled it out of the air? How are you going to prove the value?
Yeah,
You have
pretty
receipts
much.
or anything?
No, you're right.
You
I pulled it out of the air.
Yeah. All right. Now, you claim that there's a storage agreement, which I find highly suspect. I don't know if I believe you. So persuade me why it is when you have all these loosey-goosey little deals with the painter where he lives with all of you whenever he's painting, how he would agree to pay you $100 in storage
Because
fees. I don't think that happened. I think what happened is he
no
left his
place
stuff
to
and then
live.
he overstayed his welcome. I think that's what happened.
Come and pick his
But
stuff
now,
up. Yeah.
apparently,
So,
there's some other
basically-
problem that happens with you and him,
Right,
which is
which I'm not
really where
even-
everything.
yeah,
Tell me
but
about that. What
you
happened?
wanna hear about that?
Yeah, I do.
So, does it make sense that she said to him, fine, leave your stuff, pay $100 a month in storage, and then 3 years later, all of a sudden, this gigantic bill? Make sense?
No, not at all. Not at all. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's his stuff, you know. I don't know if she found something that she might have been interested in, but
Or what could she have done to really prove that this was the deal?
have it on paper.
Yeah, have it on paper. This thing wasn't in writing. Does she get any money for storage for 3 years? Any money? Zero or anything?
Nothing.
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 Because nothing's in writing.
Yeah.
Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
Well, he had my car. And
How did he have your car?
because I had to go, and I had caught in a DUI in 2007.
Okay.
He had a clean license.
Right.
So I asked him to drive. Remember the lawyer thing he was
Okay.
telling you about?
Uh-huh.
Well, that. So I asked him to drive, gave him the car, and under New York State, you have to have the title under his name in order to get
Why?
the insurance.
Oh, because you wanted the insurance under his name.
Right. So then he could insure it. I'm going to go do my time, 5 weeks that I have to go do. You know what I'm saying?
You
and then
put your
come
car
back.
in his name?
Yeah, and I gave it to him, but it's a family thing.
But we
Wait,
trust
you
him.
gave it to him?
Yeah. At the
So
same
it's
time.
his?
We kept the-
No,
we kept-
no.
Well, you
he
just
was
said you
supposed to
gave it to
return it, and then he signed the paperwork on 4th of July. He handed it back to us, and he disappears. Nobody
Wait,
knows what happened to the guy.
What paperwork did he sign on the 4th
The
of July?
title.
Your Honor,
What do you
He
mean
handed-
he
when I
signed the
came
title?
home from jail, Your Honor,
Yeah.
I got the title back, and he said we had him to
He
sign
signed
it
it back to you?
Back to me.
Oh, okay.
Under my mother's name.
All right.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then he just disappeared, and
With
we
the
brought
car?
out with the car, never showed up.
Did you report
and
the car
now
stolen?
he just did this, yeah.
Your Honor,
That's why
I'm
this
not
is
going to
pretty
get
funny.
into this about the car.
How come?
The reason why, because
It's more value.
that's more value,
And
and
there's
I
a
am
lot
going to
more.
take
I got
care
all
of
the
that.
proof.
We have all the
But,
proof,
yeah.
but we're not going to discuss that right now.
Because you want to do it on a different case?
Different.
Yes,
yeah.
because right now what I'm going to tell you that he had a broken foot. He was getting an. You want to know how he was going to pay me? He was going to get a settlement. So
Right.
he
Yeah,
told
but no,
me,
what I really know is can you prove that he had a storage agreement with you?
the storage
No, no,
agreement
he's
was
just-
all
what
verbal
she's
because he
saying is
was
she's holding the
because
furniture.
he
If he wants
was
the
a
furniture, all the
friend.
stuff
Stop
back.
talking. I want to hear him.
Yeah,
Hold on.
but if
Go ahead.
he's got all the stuff there, right? The furniture.
Yeah.
Fine. We held on to it for 2 years now.
And then-
right?
So
now
You want
stop,
it
Mom. Go
back?
ahead.
It's fine. You should give her some money for the storage. You could come get it. We're not denying it. We got the
but
stuff here.
see, here's the deal. If somebody rents, any tenant who leaves their stuff behind, they got a lot of nerve leaving their stuff behind,
Yes.
right? Okay. Now, maybe I tell them you can leave it behind a few months or you can leave it behind a few weeks. That's probably what happened.
2 years.
But then all of a sudden, they start to leave it behind forever. And then I say, who do you think you are?
Right.
Yeah, if you're acting like I'm a storage, you got to pay me storage.
Yes.
That's fine. I get that. I understand it. But legally speaking, you can't charge storage unless you had a prior contract to pay that, which I don't believe happened. Your mom's saying it did, but
Yeah.
you and I both know it did.
There's
All right.
no- yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So now here
Yeah.
we are.
Uh-huh.
His stuff is in your house. You would have the right in your state of New York and in most states, you have to wait a reasonable time before you dump a tenant's stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
And most courts say 30 days is reasonable.
Okay.
You guys held on to it, maybe because you wanted it as leverage to get the car back or for whatever reason.
Well,
But you didn't
that
have
was
to hold
really
on to
actually
it.
the thing. Yeah,
What
he
if
would've
this
gave-
stuff is still there? Mom, you were saying that a bunch of this stuff is still there. What is there?
You want to see the pictures? I have some pictures.
But
This
what is it? Is the
The baseball
bedroom set there?
cards, the headboard.
This is the
I don't
card
think
is
there's a
the-
TV. I'm not sure.
We just have
Maybe
it
in back there
covered
somewhere.
because,
We just got to look through it.
yeah, it was all garbage. So we have it all covered. Like, you know, you can still see, figure out what's
That's
there.
the cottage right there.
And, yeah.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
You know,
Hold
when
on.
I
Yeah.
asked,
What's that?
As far as the car goes, I have reports about that.
I got
understand
all that paperwork.
That's a
Yeah.
separate
You too,
matter.
buddy.
I never
Yeah.
signed a title
Your
over
Honor.
to anybody else.
then he
So-
disappeared.
Yeah.
And he never called me. I called him so many times. One time in 2011, he called me. I'm going to come and pick up my stuff. I said, pay me you owe me money. And
Actually,
then
what you said it was return the car, and then you can get your stuff. He said no.
Yeah. And
then you said, fine, pay me the
no,
storage.
I also said that pay me for
Okay, I got it. I got it, everybody. Here's what's going to happen. As for you,
after that.
Okay. As for you and your missing belongings report, I am not going to order them to pay you a penny. Whatever's there, you will make arrangements with Officer McIntosh. You have 7 days to pick it up and get it out of there. But I'm not ordering them to pay you any money. As for the counterclaim for storage, I can't award you anything for storage. So on your counterclaim 0, on his claim against you, all I'm going to order you to do is give him access to go ahead and clear that stuff out. By the way, when I say him access, I don't want you folks in contact with each other. Okay. So you're going to have to make arrangements to have a third party come and pick up that stuff because I don't want him to be there.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're going to do.
Okay, what we're doing, it's fine. Yeah, no, it's all right. We good guys. It's all good.
I know. It's all good. All right, guys.
All right.
Take care. Good luck.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's get some final word from these litigants coming out of the courtroom. Here's the plaintiff losing his side of the case. What's your feeling?
I don't feel I lost. I just want to get my personal belongings back, and that's basically the bottom line. You know, I'm friends with the family, and I can still consider them friends. I just want my belongings back.
You'll get them, right?
Yes, I will.
All right. All right. So you're a happy customer.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Good for you. Okay. Right this way. And on the defendant's side, come on in here. You satisfied how this has finally worked out?
Well, not really, because he owed us for the storage, and we didn't get nothing from that. Why would I hold his stuff for that long? I was afraid that I would get sued by him for the stuff that he had in here, and I didn't have to hold his stuff, Why was I, nourishing that? I should have paid.
You'll be glad when he comes and gets the stuff out of there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice hair.
Space. Thank
nice
you.
Hair.
Thank you. Yeah, no, all that it's taking up a lot of space over there, you know?
Yeah.
Finally get it out of there. That'd be good. And the judge was fair.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Harvey?
Decision.
Okay, Kurt, two things. One, that you can't make a deal after the fact and say, okay, I'm going to retroactively charge you for something that I never agreed to charge you at the beginning. And secondly, the plaintiff did retrieve his property. The defendant left it in the driveway.